Hey everyone! Today we will take a look at and dive into some of the worst trade wars in history. Trade, it can seem kind of boring, right? But trade is actually one of the most important things that shapes the world around us. It's how we get the things we need. It's how we connect with each other. And unfortunately, it's also how we fight each other. That's right, trade wars. Throughout history, countries have used trade as a weapon to get what they want. Sometimes it works, but a lot of the time, it just ends up hurting everyone involved. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the biggest and most impactful trade wars in history. Let's get started. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930. The U.S. economy was in a bad way after the stock market crash of 1929. Unemployment was skyrocketing, businesses were failing, and people were starting to panic. Congress slapped huge tariffs on over 20,000 imported goods. Other countries retaliated with their own trade barriers, and global trade basically ground to a halt. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act is now widely seen as a colossal mistake that made the Great Depression worse. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of protectionism and the importance of free trade. Let's rewind to the mid-19th century and talk about the Opium Wars. Britain had a tea habit, and China was the only source. But Britain didn't have anything China wanted, except opium. The British East India Company started smuggling opium into China, leading to widespread addiction. The Chinese government tried to crack down, but Britain responded with military force. The Opium Wars were a brutal reminder of the dangers of trade imbalances and the lengths countries will go to protect their economic interests, even if it means getting an entire nation hooked on drugs. Let's lighten the mood with the Chicken War. It was a trade dispute between the US and Europe in the 1960s, all over chickens. American chicken farmers were undercutting European producers, so Europe slapped tariffs on US chicken. The US retaliated with tariffs on European goods like brandy, wine, and pickup trucks. The Chicken War highlighted the growing tensions in international trade and the challenges of negotiating fair trade agreements. Plus, it made us realize that messing with people's access to cheap chicken is never a good idea. Hold on to your bananas, because things are about to get, well, bananas. The Banana Wars were a series of conflicts in the early 20th century involving the US and various Central American countries. American companies, like the United Fruit Company, controlled vast banana plantations and wielded enormous power. These companies often influenced governments or instigated coups to protect their banana empires. The Banana Wars left a legacy of resentment and instability in Central America, highlighting the dangers of corporate greed and exploitative trade. Fast forward to the 21st century and we find ourselves in the midst of another trade war, this time between the US and China. The US has accused China of unfair trade practices, intellectual property theft, and forced technology transfers. Both countries have slapped tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of each other's goods. This tit-for-tat tariff battle has created uncertainty in global markets, disrupted supply chains, and raised prices for consumers and businesses. The US-China trade war is a complex and evolving situation with no easy solutions. It's a high-stakes game of economic chess, and the outcome is still uncertain. Trade wars are nothing new. They've been a recurring feature of international relations for centuries. While the specific goods and grievances might change, the underlying themes remain consistent: protectionism, economic rivalry, and national interest. Trade wars rarely end well for anyone involved, often leading to higher prices, reduced economic growth, and even full-blown conflicts. As we move forward in an increasingly interconnected world, it's crucial to find ways to cooperate and compete fairly in the global marketplace. Because in the end, we're all in this together. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more mind-blowing facts.